What's happening there, YouTube? Genji here, and welcome back to the assembly line here on Arcadia 7 in StarRupture. We have the end in sight, but we're not quite there yet. We have all the pieces that we're going to need. We have access to all of the assemblers and manufacturing buildings, but we still have some recipes left to add to our assembly line before we can finally claim that we've made the assembly line that can create every item. So between episodes, I've been busy at work again. I was in here yesterday adding some additional manufacturing to the beginning of the line. I had to shore up mostly our calcium manufacturing. I hadn't really touched that in a while because no new recipes had called for it. But I did add some additional manufacturing for calcium sheets, for calcium powder, some more wolfram powder, and some more glass, I believe. So we'll take a look at that as I walk over here. Unfortunately, all of this additional... Oh, hang on. I guess we're starting out with some action today. Where are they coming from? This side. I guess I'll get to show you one of the new things I built while we were between episodes here. I did add some new gun towers, some new defensive emplacements here, facing this monolith. I do not yet have them hooked up to our ammo feed, but I think we should have enough bullets in here to deal with a single raid. But as I was saying, the addition of all this extra manufacturing at the beginning of the line... Yeah, I noticed. It's coming right for us. Has added quite a bit of spaghetti to the beginning of the line, which we'll take a look at in just a minute here. It's looking a bit feral right now, so we may have some cleanup work to do, but I have some ideas on how to address that, and I have some tips for you on a new type of manufacturing layout I've been playing with right over there, but we'll take a look at that as soon as we deal with this.
Reloading.
Are we done?
Easy, WP, GG.
We're done, okay. We're back online. So, before I was interrupted, I was talking about additions to the beginning of the line here. So let's go take a peek. So as you can see on the left here, I've had to do a lot of spaghetti work to add some additional storage depots in here for repeating highly contested materials on the line. Kind of the same idea that we had going last time, except I've had to do it with some more materials now to bypass some more restrictions on particularly this line. I'm going to say it's line 3 or 4 that carries our wolfram powder and our calcium powder. Those two were in high demand, and they were competing with each other on the same pole, causing some traffic backup. So I just rerouted both of those onto some additional rails on the right to bypass that congestion and get things moving again. So it is getting a little bit ugly, but it is also moving along. So I don't know if we'll do a cleanup pass. We'll have to see if any of our new manufacturing is going to cause some more backups here, but we are supplying enough materials now to meet our downstream manufacturing demands. So other than that, I just added some additional manufacturers for some of those things. I believe wolfram powder has a new furnace, glass has a new furnace, and then we added some additional drone receivers for calcium powder, for glass, and those are located here at the calcium base. Right at the center of the crosshair here, there's some additional smelting and manufacturing for calcium powder, and then over at our helium-3 base, where we had some helium and some calcium available together, there's some additional glass manufacturing to bring some additional manufacturing capacity here to the line. But other than that, those are the only new manufacturing additions. I did discuss adding some additional defense towers, and based on a comment I received, or a suggestion I received in the last video, I did move our ammo silo for standard bullets for our turret towers closer to the turrets themselves. So, same idea on this side. We have a Mark II storage depot that's actually feeding off our original Mark II storage depot, just to keep the ammo network all together. But this time we have it physically next to the guns themselves and split into 3 separate output rails just to increase our total throughput. Somebody left a comment in the last episode saying, hey, if you get hit with a higher tier raid from the monolith, you're probably going to want your ammo delivery to be right next to your guns instead of waiting for them to be delivered from halfway across the base. So that's probably a good idea. And we may want to put some additional guns at some point, but for now, just wanted to show you all the new stuff that I put onto the base so that we can now get on to our tip for the day. Only one tip for today. They're getting a little sparse. This series has been going on for quite a while. We're on, I want to say we're at over 60 hours at this point, officially over 60 hours. And the first YouTube video I've done, the first series that's hit double digits. We've had 2 other series hit episode 9, Foundry and Silksong. And Silksong I didn't actually even finish. I need to go back and finish it at some point, but episode 9.
Hungry.
DW_hungry_2. Fabulous. I think Silksong's had 0 views for over 2 weeks. So I kind of dropped that series, but we'll get back to it at some point. My tip for today actually found on the subreddit for StarRupture, interestingly enough. And that tip is that if you have a string of rails, it doesn't have to be a single rail, but for our purposes today, we're going to be doing a single rail. Normally, you can't put a rail on top of a rail, but it turns out you actually can, as long as the midpoint of the rail is at least at the height of the existing rail. And just in case I worded that weirdly, you cannot place a rail on top, you can't place a rail support on top of an existing rail if the existing rail is going through any point of the new rail support strut higher than the midpoint of that rail. So we can't do it here, 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 or here, but we can place it starting at the midpoint of the rail strut. And oddly enough, for some reason, at any point after that, so if we continue to go up, we can still place this. But I don't know if this is intended, either being able to do this at all or being able to place this on non-midpoints of the rail support. But you can place it here, and you can stack rails vertically on top of each other instead of just horizontally using a multi-rail support. And so that allows you to basically recreate the functionality of at least a 3-rail multi-rail support, but using 3 individual rails vertically. So it will not run into the multi-rail bug issue that we have currently. It does require a little bit of forethought on the setup, because you do have to place the rails that you're running through before you can place the strut. And by that I mean, if we take a look here, if I place this strut and we put the midpoint at the height of the rail that's going to exist, we actually cannot run this rail. It'll count as being obstructed. So you have to run the rail first and then place the rail support. But what it'll allow you to do is create a 3-rail high multi-rail. So we'll put this here and this here and string a rail, and we'll do another rail support, and we'll go all the way up, and the same here, go all the way up, and now we can run a 3rd rail. And you can repeat this pattern over and over and over again and create the same kind of bus setup that we have with our main assembly line here, but stacked vertically and not prone to the multi-rail bug issues that we have currently. So I've set up a kind of sample cross-section of what that might look like here. So we have 3 parts of what would normally be...
I'm detecting increased Raptura activity.
I'm in the middle of something.
Prepare for a wave.
What would... To replicate the functionality of our assembly line would require 16 total blocks, because it would be 8 rails stacked vertically with a space in between each one, because if you push all of these right up against each other, you actually can't, there's no space to get stuff off of the rails and back onto the rails again. So you need a gap in here in order to do any kind of routing to get, import and export from your assembly line, or from your bus line. But it does work just fine. I mean, we can take rails off of the main bus, bring them into a similar triple stacked rail to feed into our manufacturing buildings. I think this actually looks a lot nicer than stacking these rail supports in a kind of tangential line and then running them forward into the machines like I have been doing. This creates a nice pleasing pattern, and it's all in one tile of rails here. And then export comes back off of the rear of the machine, goes through rail connectors, and then we can actually run these back under the line and then pop back up. So it looks a lot cleaner. I'm sure it will probably have its own issues that we're not foreseeing. We'll take a look at this one more time once this StarRupture is over, so I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I didn't really have much more to add to this. I just wanted to point out that you don't have to do this just with multi-rail connectors or with single strut connectors. You can do this with rail connectors, and it does give you basically the same effect as the multi-rail connectors. You get one incoming line, one outgoing line, which would be the center rail that we have here, incoming line, and outgoing, well, here, incoming line on the center rail here, outgoing line here, which would be incoming and outgoing, and then one brake to the left, one brake to the right, which would be our left brake and our right brake. This does give you the additional benefit of having two input connectors on the same connector. So when we're doing our input line here coming off our manufacturing, we can actually reconnect to the backside of this. So you do technically get 2 additional connection points. So this is kind of leveraging the multi-rail bug to our advantage here. But yeah, that's all I really had to add on this. I don't know if we'll do a full build like this. I don't know that it corrects enough issues that it would be advantageous to what we have currently. The main issue being that I think this would make it difficult to physically fit the bus, since this does double the width of the bus, and it might make it a little bit interesting on doing multi-tier construction that we have here. So this may have to be, instead of a 2-tier manufacturing on one side, this may be more of a manufacturing on the left and then another manufacturing on the right, which would technically give us the same amount of manufacturing in a similar footprint, with just the disadvantage of having a double width bus because of this extra gap between each rail. But yeah, something to consider if it's something you want to play around with, see if you can make it work for you. I am going to use this setup here for feeding multiple materials into a string of manufacturers. I like how this looks and how much less space it takes. You don't need 3 independent rail input into your machines. You can do all of that in one rail, and it looks a lot neater. But at any rate, let's get to what we're going to work on today. So in between episodes, we finished our delivery to Moon Energy Corp. So we have one turn-in that we can accept for Moon Energy that I think unlocks new solar panels. And I currently have set up delivery to Robotics Corporation, Clever Robotics, and that one is actually almost done. So that's hardening agent. So by the time we get back to the recipe station, that should probably be pretty close to being unlocked. So let's go claim some new unlocks, take a look at the recipe station, and we'll talk about what we're going to be working on today. All right, Moon Energy, what do you got for us? Solar Generator V2. So this is going to give us 1,000 megawatts versus, what do our current wind turbines give us? 200. So a 5x increase. Incredible. And what do those cost us? 200 intermediate building materials. I really should at some point set up manufacturing for intermediate building materials. So let's see. I have some on hand. I have 950, so I can put a couple of these in here. So this will replace 5 of these individual wind turbines. Let's pull out these 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see what one of these solar generator looks like. Oh, wow. It's even more compact than the wind turbines and generates 5 times the power. We'll drop this here. And we'll drop this, let's say, here. Oh, wow. Each one of these adds 200...
Another shipment has arrived. Clever Robotics is pleased with the quality of your work. There are rewards waiting for you in the terminal that should help optimize how you work.
Excellent. 250 heat, thermal capacity, or thermal load to our core. So maybe we don't go with this. I saw somebody... I forget what video it was on. Somebody commented that they actually have a separate power base, and they just connect all their bases together with rails or something to distribute the power. So that may be a good idea to kind of spread out the thermal load of these high-end power generators. But you can essentially have like one base core that gives you, what, 1,000 thermal capacity. Stick that off somewhere where it's rocky and you're not going to be building manufacturing, and then stick 4 of these giant solar panels on that, and then just run a transmission line back to your actual manufacturing base. That sounds like a good thing for me to work on in between episodes. But for right now, I'm going to put some of these turbines back in here. Just because I don't have the materials right now to upgrade this core to V3. But this should give us, just this addition of one of these solar generators should give us more power than we had previously. So that's fun. And then Clever Robotics is going to give us large personal storage. Can be placed on the ground or wall. 18 slot container, okay. For our next unlock, ooh, the multi-rail 5s, which normally I would be excited about, but since we all know that the multi-rails are bugged, there's no real advantage to them at the moment. They're essentially, all of the multi-rail supports are just functioning as rail connectors right now. So let's see. Base, large personal storage.
Raptura is in its stable stage.
Oh, it does take up...
The climate of Arcadia is returning to normal.
Is it my turn to talk now? It does take up the entire wall. Let's see. Small material storage, 1, 2, 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 18. This is 18 as well? Oh no, this is... Did I misread that? There's 18 slot container. This also says, okay, I think it's just a typo in the tooltip, because the small personal storage says 18 slot container and the large says 18 slot. This is not 18 slots. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's what? 6 times 5 is 30, plus 6 times 2 is 12, so 42 slots. Okay, yeah, that's a huge advantage. This would be... Takes up the space of 2, so this would be 1836, so you go from 36 to 42. Not a huge upgrade, but definitely an upgrade overall. Now, if that took up less space, you could stack 2 of those. I think that would be a great upgrade from the current storage, but we'll see if I can find a use for those. I do keep a lot of just like miscellaneous crap that I've emptied out of my pockets in here, so it'd be nice to have some extra storage space for those. So for Rails V5, we're going to want to keep grinding through Clever Robotics to get to Rail V3. So we have 2 more deliveries to make. So for our next level, we're going to need pumps or pressurized helium. Now we don't have pumps set up yet. I think we have pumps available to manufacture. In Mega Press? Yes. So we have the recipe unlocked. We have not set up manufacturing for it. So we have that and electromagnetic coil to set up. And we'll be done with Mega Press. So we can work on that. And then we're also going to need blueprints for pressure tank, condenser, laser emitter, and that's it. Everything in the compounder is just immediately available. So let's take a look at what it's going to take to get electromagnetic coil and pump set up. So pump is turbines, valves, impellers, and sulfuric acid. We definitely have all that available. And then electromagnetic coil is supermagnets, inductors, and pressurized helium, which we have available. So we can get those online during our manufacturing phase for today, which will be a little bit later in the episode, because what I want to do for this first segment here is we've been putting it off for 10 episodes now, but we're finally going to have to go to whatever the hell this is off in the distance here. So I'm going to load myself down with a bunch of ammo. I've got enough food. I'll grab some healing. We're going to go on a little field trip to start off. I'll put some timestamps down below if you want to skip to the manufacturing, if you're just here for the build craft. But I do need to go and check that out at some point. And I don't have much else to work on today besides just manufacture. And you guys have seen me put new manufacturing stacks on the line for 10 episodes now, over and over again. So I think we'll take a little field trip today. Where is... I thought I had some healing in here. If not, I'll just bring a stack of star tiers here, no big deal. We'll bring that. We'll grab some bullets off of the line here. All right, we just had a StarRupture, so we have, what, 45 minutes or so to go on our field trip here. So let's go take a look at how we can get here and what we can do there. Okay.
Reloading.
The bug sometimes gets stuck under the ground, and you're just stuck in combat. Grab a couple of these.
Come to mama.
A meteor hit the side. Yeah, how does this withstand constant barrage by solar flare meteors? It's made out of unobtainium or something. In fact, it's got stuff kind of embedded in the side of it down its entire length. So, do we try to climb up this? Looks like we can walk right up to the base of it over this way.
Hey, gal. I'm approaching some giant centrifuge. Do you know what that is?
Centrifuge?
I'm so glad you asked. This is the World Engine, a
Oh.
large terraforming machine that was abandoned by the IRO. Mr. Claywood and I have plans for you in this machine.
That's what I suspected.
Well, that's the
But I
real
didn't
reason
think
we're
they
here.
actually existed.
Such a spectacular failure could not be connected to the IRO in any way. They redacted everything connected to the project. But on Arcadia, something like this can't be hidden away. You're among the lucky few who not only know of its existence, but will also have a chance to take a tour of it.
Oh, wow. Okay, but what for?
But
Mr.
why?
Claywood believes that the Forgotten Engine holds secrets that could be key to surviving on Arcadia 7. From the bits and pieces of top-secret information we were able to acquire, it appears that going inside it is vital to your mission. Secure any data you find, and activate the machine.
I'm guessing it's not as simple as pressing the on button.
That I don't know. We need to find out what went wrong and simply fix it. But Mr.
Simply.
Claywood chose you for a reason. As the professionals you are, I know you'll find a way. You need to find a way. That's a direct order from Mr. Claywood.
Won't be easy, but there's no machine that can't be fixed.
I don't know if you've got the engineering chops to fix this precursor scale mega installation here. It'll be very convenient, almost comically convenient if you can just walk into something this large and just like press the reboot button, just turn it off and back on again and make it work. Make your giant civilization scale terraforming machine work.
I can't help you right now. Just wait.
I bet the batteries come loose.
Jimmy, all systems are going haywire and you're not a licensed electrician.
Haywire?
Just wait and don't touch anything.
Hey, it's fine. It has to be the battery.
And he's dead.
Jimmy?
Oh, is this Jimmy? Wow, he got fried hard. Oh yeah, his shoe came off. He's dead.
A battery. I'll need it to open the door.
Oh, power cell. Basic item printer. Yeah, I can make those. I have unlocked that recipe. I was wondering what that was for. Well, now I know. So I guess, well, even if I make a basic item printer here, I don't think I have the materials to make the battery. I think it requires some higher tier materials. So I guess we're taking a quick run back to the base, and then we'll come right back. Okay, let's take a look here. Basic item printer. In order to make a power cell, we're gonna need 10 electronics, 10 chemicals. That's dead simple. 10 chemicals. Give 10... I don't know if I have electronics laying around here, so I may have to go to the line for that. What I am gonna do, I'm gonna bring one meteor core. Because I'll probably end up having to create an emergency bunker. Because we'll have run back and forth across the map 3 times, so I'm sure the cycle's getting a bit late at this point. But let's get this power cell made real quick. We'll grab some electronics. Okay, electronics in hand. Make me a power cell. ×1. We'll drop off the rest of these electronics. We can put this stuff in the analyzing station while we're here. And sure. All right, let's get back over there. Okay, we're back again. So let's set up a little base camp out here. Oh, wow. Okay, let's go back down, I guess. There's a big exclusion zone here for building. And a habitat. We have an airlock, and... you know, through a supported platform. Like so. Good enough. Okay, we have somewhere to run to. If we hit our time limit. I have power cell in hand, so let's get inside. I'm gonna need to factor in how long of a run it is to get down there. Now I'm curious, is the regeneration of Arcadia 7 actually due to something humans did to the planet? I guess we'll find out. So... wait, we should be safe in here now, right? Because this acts as...
Sincere congratulations. You have managed to find a way into the Forgotten Engine. Remember that everything you see here is highly classified. Your contract stipulates that you may only divulge this information to the Claywood Corporation.
Is it called the Forgotten Engine or the Planet Engine? Because you've called it both now. It's the Forgotten Planet Engine. Oh. Main level access card. This is like a emergency escape pod. Take that. Oh, it is an evacuation pod. That goes to the tech floor. What? This is an elevator. A pod that takes you to different floors is called an elevator. Yeah, I assume we'll be safe from the StarRupture in here. Clearly, this place is not being burned to the ground every time there's a StarRupture, which leads me to wonder... what do they do? Like, clearly they're not protecting this with the type of base core shields that we have on all of our other stuff. So what do they do special to this? Cloning room? Well, I guess that's not surprising. We know clones exist in this. Oh. What happened to his hands? That's a few too many fingies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 fingies. They cloned him too hard. I definitely don't want to set our respawn point here, I don't think. Let's see. Increasing muscle tissue. From cloning center to Thomas King. Thomas, we tried being nice, but I've had it, so I'll be blunt. We can't give you muscles. It's against regulations. End of discussion. I'll report everything to Aiden if you continue pestering us. Never really thought about that. I guess I mean, if they had the ability to clone you from a fundamental DNA level, then they probably had the ability to edit your DNA. But is muscle definition really expressed by DNA? That's just more conditioning. Growing a clone just from, like, a sample of DNA wouldn't give you the same physique that the source human had, right? I don't think it would be a regulatory issue so much as a physically impossible issue. From Thomas Kane to Cloning Center, I read the regulations. If my sleeve happens to be crushed by something heavy, then according to paragraph 6, clause 72, I can get a new one with additional muscle tissue. Plus I get a discount on account of insurance. What do you say? I'll give you a little something from the discount. No. As you probably noticed, we didn't give you muscles, but we did write an official complaint. You have a desk job, Thomas. We can't cite getting crushed by an engine as a workplace accident. Focus on logistics and don't touch any more heavy machinery. Stop it. We don't have an endless supply of biofilament. I took a look at your finances and you can't afford to keep changing sleeves. If you're trying to appeal to our conscience, it won't work. Instead of destroying sleeve after sleeve, try working out and getting a six-pack. In a way, you deserve to be congratulated. You're the first crew member to be marked by the system as being unfit for the mission. We had to put your disk away in the storeroom. If you're reading this, it means the mission's over. Unfortunately, I don't know how long it lasted, so an invoice for storing your disk is in some other message. In the future, I recommend physical exercise. It's free and it doesn't lead to getting suspended from your duties. See you back on Earth. You were our favorite patient. 19 sleeves in 8 weeks. Bravo. IRO Mission Bureau, welcome to the World Engine Program. Congratulations, you're among the pioneers who will help build a second home here. Remember that our goal is to make everyone who comes to the new world not only safe from radiation, but in the future, able to take a deep breath of fresh air. We invite you for a briefing and some refreshments to the canteen on level 0. The briefing will be conducted by Logistics Officer Aiden Patel, and then after the refreshments, each team will be led by its supervisors. Aiden Patel, Mason Johnson, Peter Kelsey, Isabella Santos, Bruce Walker. The IRO thanks you for your commitment to the cause and your work for the good of all mankind. You're heroes. I'm sure they all died horrible ways.
Simon, I can't. We've got procedures.
Please, please, please. I can't escape without her. Here's the disc. Just click the stuff.
Click
It smells
the stuff.
musty, but it's good not seeing Ruptura for a change. And it's nice and cool in here.
Do we know why it's not working?
Oh,
I bet they ran out of money. It's always about money with things like this.
there
You hit the nail
are
right on the head.
2 audio.
It turns out,
conversations going on right
terraforming
now.
a planet in an alien galaxy is not the best investment.
Who would have thought?
And
That
auto
money
saving at
could
the
have
same
been
time.
put to better use.
What are you all talking about? The creation of another habitable planet should be the priority for any species. The IRO made a big mistake closing this project down.
You now have a chance to find out why the project is kept a secret.
What? Where'd you get that? Man, take it back to the storeroom. I need to report this.
Report it. Did you see what's going on out there? Who do you want to report this to? Print me 1 sleeve. 1.
Ruptura activity detected.
Oh,
I recommend finding a safe place.
hopefully we're good in here. Oh no. Our bugs have come out of here. Staircase south. Alarm. Code red exobiological being inside. Yep. Do not let them near the main engine. Code red. Okay, so... Staircase. This is where we came in. This is us. Wow, this place is huge. A1 control center. Santos's office. Testing room. Well, we're just gonna go inside. We'll see what we can actually get into.
I'm so hungry I feel sick.
You never stop complaining about food and water. Malfunction. Let's get our flashlight. Dead guy.
Ah, gotcha.
Take that. We're not getting there. I'm not sure how rocks got in there. Wave warning. Yeah, how do these guys... Well, I guess they're not burned up. They're just completely decayed. Stabilizer, I don't need. I don't really need the building materials either. Generator, I don't need. Can I have the gun?
Open this. Close the entrance immediately.
Ruptura's
Not working.
core is unstable.
Kill
Head
it.
to
They can't
safety
get inside.
immediately.
Oh. We got infection.
There's too many of them.
Warning. The planet is being incinerated.
Unknown device. Screams of people dying.
Blow it up! Blow it up!
Offices.
Why would they block the entrance themselves? They condemned themselves to death.
Surely I'll be able to outgun however many 3 or 4 trained military personnel with heavy equipment. Just little old me, Professor Johnson's office, and none of this is accessible. The testing room. Let me in. Can't see any more from here. Expedition. The next research expedition of the search team will take place on day 421 of the mission. The expedition will last 4 Earth days. The team will consist of 5 people.
Planetary temperature within acceptable parameters.
Any requests for samples or research to be carried out should be made directly to Colonel Bryce Walker no later than 5 days before the expedition. The decision to grant permission for the research will be announced a day before the expedition. It is still possible to request samples and research to be carried out on the planet's surface. However, we cannot guarantee that the proposed tasks will be performed in the near future, and reserve the right to refuse any request without providing a reason. So what did the planet look like before they terraformed it? Oh, is that a shortcut? Yeah. Okay, shortcut. More dead.
Great.
1, 2. I think that was it. Got some stuff. I think I got some inventory upgrades. We're gonna come out of here with our pockets full. Damaged spectral analyzer. The analyzing station. They really want to give us generators.
To everyone, don't into the cloud. Something's in Morky. It's broken. The shield.
Should have had a shield. Atmospheric test results. Air density 99999999999 kilograms per meters cubed. Oxygen question mark percent. Kind of looks like question mark 7%. Volatile alkanes. Stuff. 112% other. Very interesting. Other 3%. Oxygen 46. Okay, so this is just showing that the terraforming is working. We're getting more oxygen, we're getting nitrogen, we're lowering all the other stuff that we don't want in the atmosphere. Okay, got it. So I think we got everything we need in here. I expect to find some... Oh.
To everyone.
Oh, no, we got that one already. Okay.
Into the cloud.
Press Q, hold Q to stop. Shush. Can't open that door. Oh, we can get into these offices now. Maybe they were locked down because of the gas. Nutribar.
Nice.
Oh, they're all brain inside. High energy particles. Yep. That's what radiation does. I'm sorry, is this what their keyboards look like? Ugh. Mainframe. Oh my god, so much reading. Demotion. What the fuck were you thinking? I should throw you into a box and leave you there. If we didn't have a staff shortage, I'd send you on the first transport back to Earth. I'm demoting you. From now on, you come to me first with everything. Everything. You can continue your research, but officially you're on test tube cleaning duty or whatever it is you all do in that lab. Got it? We'll figure it out, and we'll handle all private matters in person from now on. Delete all previous messages. I already did. It's also time for our scheduled ODM. From Isabella Santos, ODM? Seriously? After you cut my salary? I'm not forcing you to do anything. Recipe. Dear all, I'm done butting heads with the FHS about patent secrecy. Attached is the full composition of the substance XKCD, like the comic by, what's his name, Randall Munro, with the stick figures. You've all signed the NDA. You all know the consequences of revealing mission secrets, so I trust none of you will be careless enough to do anything with this information. I believe that knowing the details of the product we're working with every day will make our work more efficient. All the best, and I can't wait for my work with every single one of you to be much smoother from now on. Question about report. Hey, how's the research coming along on the effect of XKCD6 on Soulheart? The deadline was 4 days ago. Chris and Harold reported seeing a negative reaction from one of the proteins in the fruit. The tests are taking longer than expected. It's hard to tell when we will have the report ready. Mason, you know full well it's probably one of the fluorides in the XKCD6. Just finish the research yourself. I can't do everything myself. And before you ask, no, I can't tell them such details. I'll break the NDA. A classified substance is classified. Patience, we're not in any rush. Welcome, congratulations, you're among the pioneers, etc., etc. We've read this one already. Moving along.
Ha!
Specimen sample. What is it? Redness, burns, pain, headache after contact with the plant. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's the grabby plants that you can run into outside that slow you down. Don't see anything else in here, just some lore. Johnson's office inaccessible. Oh, we can go this way now. I don't think we can go this way before.
Since I'm already talking to myself, I might as well record it. Maybe someone will find this useful. How could the IRO let this happen? This mission was one of its top priority projects. I don't believe the government could be this incompetent.
Oh,
Something
buddy.
must have gone wrong.
You're gonna
Someone
learn.
else is to blame. I don't trust that logistician. He was always up to something behind our backs. I don't believe the IRO would leave us here to die. Only emergency lighting is on. That's good. Means they've turned off most of the power. According to Dr. Vaughn, those monsters are drawn to electricity and use it to reproduce.
Oh.
Cutting them off from it should slow them down. They're close. I'll try to get to the lab at the other.
Was this you? Was this your butt?
Okay, so we need to turn the power back on. I bet you 100 you see the generator is somewhere down below.
Good luck finding someone to take that bet. Of course it's on the logistics level.
Since we're both sure, let's go then.
Nothing new here. Oh my god. Here. If you want to read it, go for it. This is just this is a block of just flavor text. It's a legal write-up on using a food station. I'm not gonna bother reading all that out. Lems.
Great. No,
Raptura status stable.
They really need to work
Arcadia
on
status stable.
just generic procedural voiceovers interrupting important story lore voiceovers. We're just looking for all of the infection points.
Main disk storage. They kept everyone's disks here. Were they all...
I don't know if all of them were, but the vermin certainly got in here.
Oh, God.
No use in crying. We need to search this place.
You're heartless. I think I can use this.
She recovered emotionally pretty quick. Max health by 25, sure. So are these can't be sleeves, right? These are way too big to be sleeves. These should just be like hard drive backups of sleeves or something. Tablet, welcome back. I'm worried you haven't written back in so long. You said they'll soon put your disk into storage. I hope that's where you are and you're safe. I decided I'd write you so that you have something to read when you're back in your body. Agathe, is doing great in school, and there's a chance she'll be eligible for a scholarship next semester. Maybe she'll follow in your footsteps and become a scientist. She's mentioned something about physics. Your parents were finally able to find an apartment closer to ours. They want to keep an eye out on their granddaughter while you're away. Interesting way to phrase that. After all those years, they still don't trust that scatterbrained husband of yours. Our spot on the corner changed chefs, but I can confirm that the ravioli you love so much is still as good as ever. I'll take you there when you get back. We all miss you so much. Right back when you can. You're writing a letter to somebody who's stuck in a server to tell them that the ravioli that they can't have is as delicious as ever. Yeah, being out here in the real world is great. Things are delicious, kids are growing up. Stucks you've been isekai'd into whatever
Arcadia 7 has finished regenerating.
kind of fantasy world they put you in when you're in the computer. Okay, this is the loop back. Lab storage. Next research expedition 421, we've read that message. More dead guys. Eat dead guys' lunch. Health and safety. Following safe work rules apply inside the laboratory. Wear protective gear, clean your workstation, eating. Yeah. Give me some real lore and I'll read it. What the? Can't tell what plant that is in there. Atmospheric changes after initial activation of the engine. After conducting a series of lab tests and field trials on a limited scale, I've decided that Plan C yields the best results. Additional experiments have shown that the proposed changes in atmosphere will not have a serious effect on the local flora, but will significantly increase the filtering out of cosmic radiation. After entering the parameters of Plan C into the engine, we began the process of changing the atmosphere. Before I discuss the results, I'd like to emphasize that the engine works, in the sense that it affects the planet's atmosphere. That effect, however, differs from my previous calculations. Initial observations indicate that the atmosphere's composition does not change according to the plan. The most concerning is the increased concentration of alkanes. According to Dr. Kelsey, this allows us to generate electricity straight out of the atmosphere. I've consented to additional research being carried out in that area, at least until we're able to properly calibrate the engine. I was worried about the effect this would have on the flora, but Dr. Santos has not observed any species dying out. Well, we haven't killed everything yet, so it must be fine. The reason for the machine not working as intended might be a calculation error. It's also possible I underestimated the strength of the chemical reactions occurring in the atmosphere because of the Ruptura's effects. I certainly view the activation of the engine as progress, and I'm collecting any and all data that will help us perfect the machine. I need time to conduct another series of experiments. This could take months or even years considering the unpredictability of Ruptura. Organisms that feed on inorganic matter. The composition of the planet's atmosphere does not filter out cosmic radiation as well as does the atmosphere of Earth or even Mars. In fact, the intensity of cosmic radiation appears to be significantly increased due to the specificity of Ruptura's activity. Also the fact that you're like extremely close to it. Seriously, you've got to be inside the Roche limit of that thing. Surprised it doesn't pull the planet apart. Surprisingly, the species living here seem to be perfectly suited to such high doses of radiation. As is the case with our own terrestrial organisms, I'm afraid it's not just a matter of being resistant to radiation as such, but rather some unique evolution in these specific conditions. It's highly possible that removing access to the ionizing radiation could irrevocably damage all or nearly all life on the planet. I do not wish for our team to be responsible for speciocide on such a scale. As long as the engine has not been fully activated, its effect is limited to an area closest to it, a small piece of the ecosystem. This will prevent the risk of speciocide and allow us to better control the effect that decreasing radiation will have on the various species. Oh, that's how they explain why there's a radiation wall. Furthermore, samples sent to Earth should allow for deeper analysis of the situation. I'm not sure that you could make changes in the atmosphere work on such a localized scale. Like, the atmosphere moves very rapidly. If you're outside and you exhale some carbon dioxide, that carbon dioxide will be in China in a few days. Just releasing some oxygen and nitrogen into the air surrounding this engine would not terraform just like a mile radius around it.
That's just what I need.
What do we got? That. Incoming message, report on air filter effectiveness. Oh boy. Apparently this is going to be a visual novel episode, just reading and reading and reading. Just as I predicted, the plants that had to evolve in the extreme environmental conditions of Arcadia had no problem quickly adapting to the changing atmosphere. The rate at which they adapt is rather astonishing. Solheart is changing especially fast, which could have something to do with it developing around sulfur deposits, the fumes of which are toxic to most carbon-based compounds. Sample of SBRU-43, it consists of an elongated tuber and hard, stiff leaves. Chemical analysis reveals that it contains B-group vitamins, vitamins C, A, E, and K, as well as dietary fiber. At the same time, I did not detect any substances potentially toxic or harmful to humans. SPRU-43 could therefore be a nutritious food source for humans in the Rupture system. Recommendations: conduct an organoleptic test. More detailed observation of how changing atmospheric composition affects other species. Okay.
I don't understand these results. According to the calculations, the atmosphere should have attained optimal composition by now. But the changes are too drastic. I don't understand what I did wrong.
Does that happen when you mess with a planet's atmosphere?
This is only the first stage of terraforming. We need to gather more data.
Will that really help? The theoretical models worked. But in practice, we don't really understand Ruptura's influence on the atmosphere. There are
It
too
burns
many
it away.
variables, too many unknowns. My assumptions were too optimistic.
You can still fix this. We'll run additional experiments.
How long will that take? Several years? Dozens? We shouldn't have sent the mission so quickly. We weren't ready.
Hey, Gal, what does this Forgotten Engine actually do?
The Forgotten Engines served as terraforming machines. Each one was built for a different task. I have an inclination what this one was for, but due to the lack of information, I don't want to get your hopes up. If I did, and you fail, the failure would impact your mental well-being more negatively, and the quality of your services might suffer.
If you fail, you might be sad.
Just when I...
This is to everyone. The elevator broke off right before my eyes. Nowhere safe, I repeat.
Just to be clear, it's not supposed to do that.
Capsule to escape outside. Floors 3 and up are already lost. I'm running to...
Oh. Did she fall down the stairs and die? What the hell? What a way to go.
Do you copy? Peter! Fuck, it's closed. Are you still there? Answer me! I tried to come as soon as I got your message, but the generator went down. Peter, answer me! Peter!
The complaint
I hope your
still
audio
wakes the
call
deep.
just broke. Hang in there. I'm going to -2. Maybe I can turn the generator back on manually. Fuck.
Report on damages after the intruder attack. Despite the shutting down of security systems, the engine still remained as a safe shelter until the unauthorized opening of the main entrance. As a result of the sabotage by one of the engineers, the aliens managed to get inside. Description of damages. 90% of laboratories and workrooms on level 0 were destroyed. The door blocking mechanisms were damaged, which meant we were not able to close the facility back again to prevent more aliens from getting in. We were able to secure the clone station. A barricade is currently preventing the vermin from getting through to the lowest levels. We were unable to contact any of the personnel on level +1. We assume that the level has been entirely taken over by the enemy. The intruders have infected most of the strategic points necessary to maintain the base. I don't know what shape the equipment is in, but considering how fragile it is, most of it will probably not be usable. Summary conclusion, level +1 should be considered completely lost. We will probably not be able to hold level 0. We should direct all efforts to preventing the intruders from moving to the lower levels. Okay, so the intruders are just the vermin. It's not like a rival faction. Alarm, code black, generator failure in logistics sector, switching to emergency power. Oh, there's actual bugs here.
Darn, that's a lot of infection.
No. What?
Changing mags!
His part just flew away. Hey.
Reloading.
Shield. Thank you. I hear a lot of steppies. Open. Yeah. They don't know how doors work. We can win. They were all hanging out in the conference room. They were having a conference. They're learning. Give.
I'm letting you know this conversation is being recorded.
Like every other conversation in this place.
I'm letting you know this conversation is being recorded. Aiden Patel, head logistician. This is an official reprimand for the engineer present here, Luca Costa. Mr. Costa, based on your previous behavior and numerous warnings, I am unfortunately forced to fine you and suspend you from your responsibilities indefinitely.
Aiden, come on.
The regulations leave me no choice. I would also prefer to be addressed formally.
You can't suspend me. I'm not going into a drawer for God knows how long.
As the leader of this mission and an IRO representative, I am well within my rights, in accordance with regulations, more specifically paragraph...
Stop with those regulations. I mean, okay, give me the fine, but for God's sake, don't suspend me.
Mr. Costa, I have already warned you more than once. I also have reason to believe that you are in contact with parties directly threatening the interests of not only the mission, but the entire IRO.
Nothing like that ever happened.
I have a list of your emails here. You contacted a certain William Claywood, wanted for...
What? You have no right.
According to the regulations that apply to you as well, in the case of justified suspicions, I
privacy
have the right
exists in the future.
to access correspondence of my subordinates.
Ow.
And what the fuck was I supposed to do? Wait for us all to die of starvation? You already put people into drawers, and yet we still have no supplies. I did it for all of us.
I am revoking your access to a body, as your role is not considered essential to the mission. You have time until tomorrow. Please report to the disk storeroom at 1200 mission time in order for the procedure to be performed.
Aiden, you're
Good Lord.
kidding, right? Don't do this to me, come on!
This audio log never ends.
You can file a complaint to any IRO space outpost.
When and how would I do that?
Thank you. Sleeves of Desire, Chapter 12. Eduardo leaned over to me and took in my scent like a wild animal he very much resembled in his current sleeve. My cheeks erupted with fire. I see your body is reacting properly, he said in a low, hoarse voice. He was in a horse body? Oh my god. The sound of his new vocal cords drove me even more wild. When he took off his bathrobe, my desire ordered me to break free, jump him and kiss every part of his new body. This might be too spicy for YouTube. Anyway. Not important to the game. So that's a shortcut back, right? I see bugs. Hey!
Easy, WP, GG.
Okay, layout got a little more complicated here now that everything's opening up. You can stay in there.
There's no power. Changing mags.
Oh, here we are. And it's gonna keep coming forever now?
Reloading.
As soon as I hit the reload button, they appear. Take that. Cooling station.
Changing mags.
2. Doors open. Report in the cooling station operating for 22 weeks. Despite warnings, tests could not be performed. Very cold. As predicted, the effects of the coolant intensifies during Rupture activity. No leaks detected. Everything is perfectly fine. Yet they did make they made unobtainium. The hotter it gets outside, the cooler this thing cools. A2 cooling station. Kyle, I know it was you. I'm reporting you to Aiden. Enough is enough. Okay, apparently time does not stop while reading. I'm not sure if the devs think that their little, like, conversational text logs are important enough that someone's going to stop and fight through waves after wave of enemy in order to read their quippy conversation between two random guys that you'll never hear about again. Is there a... I don't see one. Enemies in the generator. The barricades fall. The exobiological entities are in the generator. With access to so much energy, it'll start multiplying exponentially. Well, that was not a smart idea, huh?
I'm withering.
No, you're not. You're fine.
What is that? I think I'm gonna be sick.
No power. Take that.
Gal, we've reached the generator.
Who's this we?
It's too quiet in here.
We need to use that quiet. Let's start destroying the tumors.
Oh god.
Changing mags. Who's next?
I thought. What's left? Oh, here's one.
Power's back on.
Infection clear. Thank you. Just gonna get my shield back, and then we can start blasting. I assume this would be a lot more hectic with 4 players. That's it? That's the generator for the whole thing? Seems awfully small. Also, why can't I build one of these? This would put this more in line with a traditional factory automation game, some kind of like big generator that you have to supply some manufactured item to as fuel.
I can use this.
Usually the passive power production stuff you have to like work up to. Alright, door should be open now. I'm still not quite sure where we're going. Coffee. When I was applying for this project, one of the benefits you guaranteed was access to natural coffee. Meanwhile, I've been forced to drink algae coffee for the past 57 days. Alright, I don't care about somebody whining about coffee. Some dead guy whining about coffee.
Analysis, despite only the backup generator being on, there should be enough power in the Forgotten engine to get it started. If everything goes according to plan, of course.
I'd be surprised if everything went according to plan.
Okay, so power's on now, so we can open this, right?
Changing mags.
Okay, bye.
Changing mags.
A2 is cool, we were there. C3 conference, A1 generator, so I guess we're just going to a different floor now, right? And we can make food here. Yeah. Where do we have any of that stuff with us? How am I doing on bullets? Still doing pretty good. Alright. Main engine. We're going back up to main engine. Security. Main engine floor. Power's on. So I guess we want to get to A1 control center.
Reloading. Uh-oh. So much for the quiet. Changing mags.
We're gonna keep going and then go to left at some point. Maybe here. Loading area. Control center. Power's on. Oh god, they just got cut clean in half. It squished them out the other end.
Reloading.
Can I just close this door?
I see you're nearing the control center.
Bye.
We had some small trouble on skinny legs along the way, but we're almost there.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? I'm over here now.
Changing mags.
Control center.
Well, I'll be.
Ooh.
That's a big room.
Is it? This room or like the room beyond? Hey, blueprints!
That was close.
Pressure tank and condenser.
I can use that.
There's two of, I think, three or four recipes that we have left that need blueprints. This is what happens when you don't take regular breaks playing video games, kids. Always make sure you go out for a walk.
So everyone's still alive. I'm trying to fix the main engine. It should work. This fucking computer should be working. I did everything right. Oh, sorry. This is all my fault. I damaged the core. Those monsters cut me off.
It was you.
If anyone with access to the technical storeroom is listening to this, we need a new core. I'm sorry. There's really nothing else I can do.
Ooh.
I really didn't mean for this to happen. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I'll try one more time. No. no use. It's too late now. Again, I'm so...
Darn it all. Of course it's not working. Places like this have to be self-sufficient. If we look hard enough, we're bound to find a spare core.
If I were responsible for the construction of this place, I'd keep the core on the technical level.
You can't use the building drone in... Damn. They're wise to my shenanigans. Okay, so I guess we gotta take that key card and go downstairs. Okay, staircase. Tech stations is up. Comms. Tech stations.
Okay.
Close
If
door.
I were a core, where would I hide?
Tech storage. Give me a minute here. Tech lab, tech storage, server room, robotics computing. Probably in A1. If I had to guess. Go black generator failure, of course. Well, let's see what we can actually get to. Forbidden works. Remember that possession of files in violation of the current law is forbidden. No time to read.
Reloading.
Hey. There, you can pause those and read them if you want. I don't have time. I'm getting moited.
Changing mags.
Any key cards?
That's just what I need.
No key cards. Auto saving. Storage bay. Take. Take. They're being surprisingly chill right now. No. Sure. Nah. Limits on food. I miss you. Inter-office communications, and we're under attack. Take. We need supports. We've reinforced the barricades, but I doubt they'll hold for long. If the intruders get through and we reach the generator, it's over. Oh, they reach the generator. Are you sure you can't send anyone our way? Every pair of hands would help. I'm worried about the disk storeroom. I saw one of the intruders get our engineer. Went straight for his disk. Pulled it out of his body. I think they know. They're destroying not only the...
GG.
I won. They're destroying not only the bodies, but the disks on purpose. They know that's the only way they can really kill us. Aiden, they're intelligent. I've never seen anything like this. We underestimated them. We can't make the same mistake again. Okay. We got smart bugs. It's Starship Troopers all over again.
Changing mags.
Nope. Cut him off. Oh. How'd you open the door? Oh, they opened the door.
Reloading.
Again. Oh no, it loose loops around. Tech lab. Okay, get a moment to breathe. What we got here? Business proposition, new source of energy from Moon Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Peter Kelsey, and I am the lead technician for the terraforming mission on Arcadia 7 in the Ruptura system. During my research on modifying the atmosphere, a sudden increase in alkane concentration in the air occurred. This inspired me to begin working on a machine that would extract alkanes directly from the air and use them to produce energy. I was able to create a prototype with such a device. Below are the benefits of mass producing it. Benefits. Electricity generated out of the planet's air is renewable, ecological, and innovative source of energy. It could turn out to be as much or even more of a breakthrough for the space energy industry as helium-3. My device will provide the colonists on Arcadia 7 with much more energy than the currently used technology, without the need for digging or drilling. It will also make it easier to colonize other planets with similar atmospheres. So will we have access to this at some point? Mr. Kelsey, thank you for contacting your company. Your project has generated a lot of interest here. Attached is our offer. Please let us know if the amount is satisfactory. Okay, so they offered him money for the rights to his magic. Oh! Here we go, the other two blueprints, okay.
Ooh,
so that's every blueprint. Forgotten engine item printer. Oh no, we do have... I should have been collecting these.
Nice.
Damn it.
We can create the core here.
I'm gonna have to go on a scavenger hunt now for all the stuff that I've not been picking up all along. I'm so mad.
Hello, Dr. Kelsey? I've noticed interesting behavior among the aliens. You should know about this.
What exactly?
It could help us hide from them if we ever need to. They are clearly drawn to electricity.
Fascinating news. But shouldn't you be working on optimizing our energy consumption right now?
Yes, of course. I think that they feed on it somehow. They probably use it to reproduce. That's why, during an attack, we should turn off as many power sources as we can. Maybe they will then lose interest in the base.
What attack? We have a whole defense system around us. Get back to work.
It's just that it'd be good to have a plan for a worst-case scenario.
If only they had listened.
There are plans for that, but it's not our business. Logistics takes care of such procedures. If you really want to look into this, fine. Within your free time.
Peter, there's a lot of aliens here. I'm going to get the core from the technical lab. Peter!
Peter?
All right, I evacuated, but I left something behind and I can't go back now. There's something wrong with the capsule.
The capsule? Entry 11. I'm clearly going crazy from the hunger. I spent nearly an hour trying to get the door open, but my card doesn't seem to work. All I can do is wait. The humming of the servers is the worst. It's like a drill going into my head. I'm afraid I'll eventually rip my ears off or damage my disc. I'm losing hope anyone will ever get me out of here. I'm afraid everyone's dead. My body's already digested everything it could. Dear journal, I'm going to sleep. Hear me? I think I just accidentally auto-sorted my inventory. Right, surely... everything we need to craft the core will be in here, right? Let's see if that was enough. We need 3 more electromagnetic coils. There's 2. Finally! Okay. It's the last one we needed. Let's get back to... Tech lab. Printer. Print
Very
core.
clever of them, I have to admit. Impressive piece of technology.
It looks like you have everything you need to activate the forgotten engine.
Why do they put it so far away?
Proceed to the control center.
Alrighty. Time to turn this beast on.
Finally!
Okay. I'm switching to my professional mode. Considering how infected the control center was, we need to be prepared.
Why exactly again do we need to turn this on? Or want to turn this on? What'll this do for us?
Okay, we have the core. Gal, is there anything we should know about?
My data does not factor in the condition the engine is currently in. If nothing unexpected happens, the engine should activate.
Let's activate this heap of junk.
Good luck.
Alright, let's save real quick. Here goes nothing. Core in, insert.
I'm so hungry I feel sick.
Really? You're worried about that right now? It's all lit up.
Let's do this.
Commencing engine activation sequence.
I don't believe it. That was easy.
Too easy.
10%.
Ooh. There's way too many doors into this place.
20%.
That circle could fill up faster.
%.
So this is gonna continue terraforming the atmosphere?
Warning. Alien life forms detected.
There it is.
I knew it.
Initialization interrupted. Entering quarantine.
It'd be nice if I had a little bit more ammo, but...
Time to fight. Reloading.
What? Surely they're gonna get worse than these little guys, these little mites.
No alien life forms detected. Deactivating quarantine mode.
That was it?
We did it. Now I'm
Wait, why did it
afraid to
stop?
turn it on again.
Oh yeah, this open. Is there some supplies in here? There is.
I can use this.
Just take it all.
50%.
We're halfway there.
Ooh, it's lighting up. Max stamina by 80. Whoa, wait.
60%.
You had more electromagnetic coils. Damn. I ran all over the place for nothing. Yeah.
Warning. Alien life forms detected.
Oh no, again?
Initialization
no.
interrupted. Entering quarantine mode.
Hey.
I'm getting better and better. Changing mags.
Getting a little spicy. I'm just gonna take out these spitters, preventing my shields from regenerating. Take. Is somebody left? Why are we still in lockdown mode?
No alien life forms detected. Deactivating quarantine mode.
It's getting worse, but there's not much left to go. Third time's the charm.
Resuming engine activation sequence.
It's spinning.
80%.
I bet it'll stop at 99%.
Don't jinx it.
Fill up faster.
95%. Commencing final sequence.
No!
Warning. Alien life forms
Such a tease.
detected.
Oh, it wasn't 99%.
Initialization interrupted. Entering quarantine mode.
Changing mags.
This seems too easy. Way too easy.
I'm gonna melt.
Heat? What? How was I standing in acid?
Reloading.
No alien life forms detected. Deactivating quarantine mode.
Only 2% left.
I was honestly expecting one of those big juggernaut bugs. Congratulations! You've just activated the Forgotten Engine. This is an early access build of the game, therefore everything in the Forgotten Engine unlocks will be available in upcoming updates, if we ever decide to release them. In the meantime, explore Arcadia 7's secrets, expand your factory, and remember, every rupture counts.
Initialization complete. Commencing hydrogen compound release. Test complete. All systems at 24% efficiency.
What? That's terrible.
World engine activate.
We did it!
Raptura is in atmospheric test. The concentration of hydrogen compounds increased by 4%. Background radiation in Area G4 reduced by 62%. Congratulations! You did it! You are the first people in 60 years to have been able to activate the Forgotten Engine. You should be very proud.
Mother trucker. It's over. We did it.
Boo.
I think this is a great moment to finally swear, Maeve.
Why not? Ready? Ass.
Is that it?
Daring, are
Baby
we?
steps, Han. I'll drop the F-bomb once we've regained our freedom.
Okay, my dears. Time to get back to work.
And
Stuff.
the whole moment is ruined.
Harvester mining damage by 25, meh. Okay, well, let's get back to base then. We got what we came for. Well, we almost got back. Good thing this didn't happen while we were inside, at least. The base would have been kind of on its own. They're coming from this side. Let me deal with this real quick. I guess that's what I get for kicking the beehive, as it were. We've routed them from their nest. Well, realistically, we probably made it worse rather than better.
Monolith activity detected.
Because, they supposedly feed on energy, right? So we've restarted the core. We've restarted the generator. We brought all the systems back online, so really they should be feasting now. So I wonder if these attacks will get worse. We still don't have an explanation for this.
Changing mags. Changing mags. Reloading.
Hey.
No vermin signatures detected.
Easy. This guy might be locked up. Yeah. Okay, back to base. Oh yeah. We got a whole bunch of research points to claim. 1,500?
Useful
4,500.
Interesting.
12,000, 17,000, 16, 20, and 14. Oh, it's not over yet. 70! We're gonna be able to just buy an entire rank of something at this rate. Contains all of the data on the inner workings and effects of the engine. It almost seems like we should keep it. But I guess we'll just sell it to some random corporation. Like you do. Not like we owe them any allegiance. So, let me clean out my inventory here, and then we will get some building done this episode, but I don't think we're going to do much. We might do one stack. I'm thinking we'll finish off the last two Mega Press recipes, just so we can say that the Mega Press is done. So we're going to set up electromagnetic coil and pump in just a minute. Alright, here we are. So let's knock down these OCLs. Take back some extra hardening agent. I don't know why it's so over-delivered hardening agent. Usually it only delivers as much as it knows it's going to need for completing the contract. That's okay. Not going to complain about having some extra high-end materials. So, we are... Oh, I have a new thing? A teleporter! 500 quartz building materials. Allows for long-distance travel between any two teleporters. Look at that. We definitely don't have that much. I did unlock the recipe to make quartz building materials, but I have not made any yet. I know that's somewhat pricey. I've been slowly stockpiling quartz during the recovery phase of Rupturas. So we'll have to set that up. I'm trying to think where I would even want teleporters. Obviously the main base, but to go where? Maybe out here, this big flat area. This is probably the best place in the game so far as like a large open swath of flat area to build on. And I've only got maybe like a quarter of it used up right now. So maybe we'll do that, and that'll give us quicker access to like the other half of the map, so we don't have to run as much. But for now, we're going to add on to our assembly line here. So we're gonna build 2 more tiers, 2 more instances of a Mega Press to finish off pumps and electromagnetic coils, and then we can say Mega Press is done, done, done. So, you know the routine, we're gonna expand our rail first. Lock our height, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on 6. Two platforms. 4 pillars. Cap it off. We'll hold off on the walkway for now. And then... Mega Press. Facing this direction, pushed out to here? Is that right? No, right here. Then a rail connector in the front. Rail connector in the back. Rail V2. Soon we will have our hands on Rail V3. What the? Where'd you come from? Excuse me. We got termites. I guess we're pushing out far enough that we're getting close to where these guys naturally spawn. They're too far away.
Reloading.
You have blood on my new machine. I haven't even turned it on yet. All right, let's look at the recipe actually. So we're gonna be making. We do. I guess we'll do them in order. We'll do electromagnetic coil and then pump. Wolfram plates. Surely this has to be the last stop for Wolfram plates. Why? I guess inductors are already in there. Okay. So let's start. Let me get my spreadsheet up here. One moment. All right, spreadsheet is here. So we're gonna start with pressurized helium, which in hindsight, I probably should have done this in this spot, because I would have liked to put liquid helium onto the rail for pressurized helium, because this is the last stop for pressurized helium, but that's okay. So let me grab a rail connector. We're gonna go out 1, drop this by 1. Bring this up 1. We're gonna grab rail 1 for pressurized helium. This will stop here because this is the last instance of pressurized helium. This is gonna swing this direction for lower. Oh, there's pressurized helium. Next is Wolfram plate, which is pull for rail 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, rail 2. Rail connector, lock our Y, drop this down 1. Bring this up 1. Nope, it's already flowing. Is that right? That looks like... Well, it has to be right because the machine won't accept an ingredient that it doesn't use. So that's got to be what pressurized helium looks like. It just looks like liquid helium. So rail 2 to here. This is also the last stop for Wolfram plate. Finally, here nearly the end of the line. We're getting rid of this tier 1 material. Swing this way. Bring it on through. Then we have inductor, which is pull 8, rail 2. Lock our Y. Well, lock our Z with Y. Up by 1. Rail 2. What? Oh. This is also the last stop for inductor, so everything that's going into here is the last stop. So we'll bring that on through. That should be everything. No, this is a 4. It's probably a 4th ingredient. It is super magnets. Super magnets are... I'm gonna have to go visually confirm. Super magnets are here. Super magnets come down. They come across to here. And then they go up onto rail 1 of pole 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll follow this through. We're gonna need to pull an additional material off of here, which should be fine because we have a space to the left. We'll go down 1. We'll delete this. Up 1. Rail V2. Grab rail 1. Come here. Is this... Let me double check here. This is supposedly also the end of the line for super magnets and the only place that super magnets are used. Interesting. Alright, so this is the line ender. So we have 4 new lines available now with this. Let's put in storage depot. Don't know why I didn't put one in. Oh, I was interrupted by a bug. Put that there. We'll set this to electromagnetic coil. A little save and reload. Here comes some stuff. Super magnets. Wolfram plates are going to be coming from way far away. There they are. Oh, that's inductors, actually. Wolfram plates aren't even here yet. There they are. And then I believe helium already loaded in, so it should just be these last 3 to fill the internal buffer here. That's a lot of copper. Oh, and we're mega pressing. There it is, our first electromagnetic coil. So this is 1 every 4 seconds, not terrible. So we'll let this run while we work on tier 2. Support platform. Go back 1, 2, 3, and then on 4. 1, 2, 3, and then on 4. And this deck is going to be slightly off from the adjacent deck, I believe, because we had to offset this by 1 because the compounder is slightly taller than any other manufacturing building. So we'll see if that's going to affect our ability to build here. Bring this across. Bring this across. Bring this across. I believe it just might. I don't think this is going to connect anything over here, so... I think we'll knock this down, and then we can put an appropriate height pillar here, maybe? I don't know if it'll intersect that. Building is not stable. What? It's literally standing on a platform. What are you talking about? Pillar support. Did I put the wrong thing there? Supported platform. Pillar support. There we go. I must have put a regular platform instead of a supported platform. So now we can run this across here. There we go. And I don't know if this will affect... It should just socket into that, right? Yeah, okay. So... let's see... You can drop in a Mega Press. Building is not stable. Well, why not? I'm thinking the left-hand side is not supported. Can we do that? And then that? Will that give us the proper support? No. Alright, let's see what's missing here. It's definitely this side. How about, can I drop in a supported platform here? Yes, okay. That should be enough. Mega Press. Facing this way. It's moving around. There we go. We're Mega Pressed. Slap a rail connector here. Rail connector here. Storage depot here. We're gonna need rail modulators here. And here. Bring this across and into here. All right, and for pumps, we're gonna need valves.
Ruptura activity detected. I recommend finding a safe place.
We were so close. We could have just had 5 more minutes. We could have been done without having to wait for this. Valve, turbine, impeller, and sulfuric acid. So we know sulfuric acid is rail 2. Push this out to here. Drop it by 1. Wrong Z height. Hard to tell because I can't use my drone tool. Drop this by 1. Excuse me, I'm being kidnapped. Rail 2. Great. Alright, we're gonna have to do some shuffling as soon as this rupture's over. Alright. So, we need to move... Well, this is coming off rail 2, so we'll actually move this to the left. Instead of moving that around, the original rail around, we'll move this to... Sorry, we'll move this to the right. Instead of moving that to the left. And then we'll come off of rail 2 into here. We'll wrap around this direction, and then we're going to come off to the left here. So let's drop this to this height, lock our Y, come all the way to... will this work if we put this here? And we run this from here to here? We can. Okay. So that'll be that. Next, we're going to need... Oh. Look at this. We're gonna need pump, valve, turbine, and impeller. Let's go take a look at where all of those land. But here's valve. Valve lands on rail 2 of pole 6. Lock our Y. Down by 1. Bring this across to here. Bring pole 2 into here. Connect it through. There's valves. Here's turbines. Turbines connect to rail 1 of pole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should also be open. Perfect. We'll drop this here. Delete this. I should probably just not put in this secondary bus until we've got everything accounted for. This goes here. And we said rail 1. Let's see if this is the last stop for any of these. This is the last stop for impellers. Here's impeller. Impellers are... As soon as autosave is done, rail 3, pole 2. And something is holding up the line here. What is this? Chemicals. Why is chemicals being held up? Oh. There you go. We'll have to fix that at some point. Gotta add some more base core amplifiers. Alright. Rail 3, pole 2, and we should have just enough room to squeeze that in right here. Rail 3 into here. Loop this around. And... Impeller. This is the last stop for impellers, so we don't have to move this forward. So let's connect all this through to the right. And that should be everything we need to make pumps. Let's just clean this up a little bit with extendable walkways. I'm gonna back up so I stop dropping out of drone mode. Clean up. This needs a rail support lower than that, actually. The rail support here. Don't know where that's going just yet, but that allows me to cover that up. There we go. Floor is in. We're gonna do a quick save and reload. So let me step over here. Save. And load, just to make sure everything starts flowing upstairs. And get up here. We still have yellow lights, but that doesn't mean anything yet. Until stuff actually... Oh, I didn't select a recipe. Ha! Pump. Forgot about that. Somebody left a comment in, I think, the last episode or the episode before that saying, try not selecting the recipe until you have everything hooked up, and it may negate the need for you to save and reload, but I can't test that now because I just saved and reloaded, so we'll have to try that again in the future. Here comes valves. And turbines. There's sulfuric acid. Haven't seen impellers yet, I don't think. Nope, they're here. Just waiting on acid. I see it queuing up now. We got 1, 1, 1, 3. So this recipe isn't too quantity demanding. It's just a large initial buffer load here because there's 4 individual items. So we have 400 items that need to flow in here. And there we go. Our very first pump. So that is everything off of the Mega Press. So we've cleared, obviously we've cleared smelters. We've cleared fabricators.
Status, stable. Arcadia status, stable.
We've cleared furnaces. We've now cleared Mega Presses. I think we're done with refinery as well. Yeah, sulfuric acid and pressurized helium, so we're done there. So all that's left is to finish off assembler and compounder. And we have all the recipes that we're going to need now. So we have everything in hand. All that's left is to do, I guess, one final build-a-thon to get all of our assembly machines in here. So we're getting pretty close to the end, but we're not quite there yet. But that's all we're going to have time for in this episode, because our little foray into the world engine took me a bit longer than I thought it would. I was figuring we'd be in and out of there in like 45 minutes to an hour. I didn't realize it was quite so extensive. So unfortunately that chewed up a lot of our time for this one, but we'll have a nice long build segment in the next episode because there's pretty much nothing left to do at this point but build, build, build. So make sure you stick around for that in the next episode. If you've made it this far, then thank you for watching. If you're enjoying this playthrough of StarRupture, hit like and subscribe. If you want to check out StarRupture for yourself, head on over to Steam and pick it up. And if you want to let me know what you think of the game so far, then hit the comments down below. But whatever you do, I'll see you right here again in the next one. So, until then, bye-bye.